They told you student loans were an investment. They told you your degree would pay off. They told you it was normal to borrow £50,000 just to get a job that pays $28,000. But what they didn't tell you is that you'd never pay it back. Not because you're lazy, but because they designed it that way. Welcome to Brits Analyst. And this is the untold truth behind student debt in Britain. Let's go back. You're 18. Bright. Hopeful. Excited to choose your course, your city, your future. Then someone slides you a contract. £9,250 a year, plus living costs, plus interest. Don't worry, they say. It's not real debt. You'll only pay when you earn enough. Sound familiar? It did to millions. In fact, over 1.8 million people in the UK are currently paying off loans under Plan 2. And here's the truth. Most of them will never repay it in full. In England, the average graduate debt is now £53,000, not counting compound interest. Under Plan 2, you repay 9% of what you earn, above £27,295. So, if you earn £30,000, you repay just £243 a year. Sounds fair, right? But here's the twist. Your loan racks up interest faster than you can repay it. Interest is set at retail price index, currently over 3%, plus up to 3% more. That means your debt could be growing by £2,000 a year. Even as you make payments, you're not reducing your balance, you're feeding the interest. Meet Sarah. She graduated in 2016 with a psychology degree from Leeds. She earns £33,000 as a social worker. She's been repaying her loan through Pay for 7 years. She's paid £6,700. Her current balance? £54,300. That's $1,300 more than she started with. Her debt has gone up, despite doing everything right. She told us, "I used to check my balance, now I don't. It just feels like a tax I'll pay forever." And that's exactly how the system is designed to work. According to the Institute for Fiscal Studies, only about 27% of graduates repay their loans in full. The rest? They'll pay for 30 to 40 years, and then the government will write off what's left. But in the meantime, they've quietly taken thousands from your payslip, and you never agreed to those terms. This isn't a loan. It's a graduate tax, but unlike income tax, it's regressive. High earners repay quickly, then stop. Low and middle earners pay more over time. Imagine a nurse paying for 30 years, while a tech consultant clears their balance in 8. Same system, two realities. That's not education funding, that's financial profiling. And the worst part, the government knows you won't repay it, they plan for it, they budget for it, the loan isn't failing, it's working, exactly as intended. In Act 2, we'll break down how interest, repayment caps, and treasury accounting turn your future into a revenue stream, and how a generation of students became mortgage class victims without ever owning a home. Stay with us. Let's break this down. Because this system isn't broken, it's engineered to feel fair on the surface, while quietly extracting from you for decades. Let's start with interest. On Plan 2 loans, the interest rate can reach retail price index, plus up to 3%. Right now, that's about 6.2%, more than most mortgages. And unlike a credit card or a bank loan, that interest compounds daily. Which means, even if you're paying it back, your balance can still go up. You could be paying hundreds, just to slow it down. Now, imagine this. You graduate with £53,000 of debt. You land a job at $32,000. You start making payments. About £35 a month. Roughly £420 per year. But your interest? That's growing your balance by nearly £2,000 annually. You're falling behind by more than £1,500 a year. After 10 years, you've paid over $4,000. And your loan balance could be higher than when you started. This isn't a bug, it's the business model. Because here's the shocking part. The Treasury gets to count all that future loan interest as income on its books. Now, it's called forecasted revenue. Even if you never repay it in full, even if it's written off, it still props up the balance sheet today. It's a trick of accounting, but one you're paying for with your paycheck. Let's talk about the threshold trap. You only repay when you earn above £27,295. Sounds protective, but that threshold hasn't kept up with inflation. Adjusted properly, it should be over $30,000 today. So now, more graduates are being pulled into repayment earlier, even as wages stagnate. And here's where it gets brutal. That 9% repayment, it comes off the top of your gross income, which can tip you into a higher tax bracket, reduce your eligibility for child benefit, or even hurt your mortgage application. And who wins? Not the universities. They've already been paid. Not the graduate. You're carrying debt and barely denting it. The winner? The government. Because this model turns your loan into their short-term fiscal gain. Even if they never collect it, that's not a safety net, that's an illusion of solvency, and yet millions live under its weight, believing they signed something fair. In Act 3, we'll reveal who built this system, why it hasn't changed, and how student loans became the most profitable myth in British finance. Keep watching. So far, we've broken down the numbers, the compounding interest, the threshold trap, the fiscal illusion. But now it's time to ask, who built this system and why? Because student loans in Britain aren't just financial tools, they're policy scaffolding. They prop up an entire economic illusion. Let's call it what it is, a graduate tax, without debate, without transparency, and without end. This isn't a loan in the traditional sense. It's a stealth tax on education, and the people paying the most are the ones who earn the least: teachers, nurses, social workers, key workers, the ones we clap for, but quietly extract from. Meanwhile, the wealthiest graduates, they pay it off quickly and move on. The Office for Budget Responsibility now lists student loan repayments as a key income source. For the UK Treasury, it outpaces some corporate tax categories. They can't afford to cancel it because it's built into the national budget. But here's where it gets morally corrosive. The people hurt most are the ones who believed in the promise. They studied hard, they picked practical degrees, they took on the debt in good faith, and the reward? A lifetime repayment plan in an economy that doesn't even offer them stable employment. That's not education, that's punishment. And if you think this is just administrative failure, look again. In 2023, fewer than 30% of graduates were projected to repay in full. That number has shrunk over time. And yet, the system persists. Why? Because it makes the government look solvent without spending real cash. Loan write-offs happen decades later, but the accounting magic happens now. It hides deficits, it masks underfunding, it avoids hard choices. And real reform? That would cost billions up front. No chancellor wants that headline, even if it means millions. Of graduates carry invisible tax burdens for the rest of their working lives, there are better models: a flat graduate tax, shared responsibility from universities, zero-interest loans tied to genuine inflation. But none of that will happen until the political pain outweighs the convenience of silence, which is why this video matters, because silence protects broken systems, and visibility breaks them. In Act 4, we move from exposure to action. What you can do next, how to protect yourself, and how to reclaim power, even when the game is rigged. Let's go. Let's step out of the numbers and into the real world. Because this debt trap, it doesn't float in a vacuum. It lands in your life, right after graduation, right when you need a fair shot. But the truth is, Britain's graduate job market is broken. According to the Office for National Statistics, more than 36% of graduates now work in non-graduate roles. Retail, hospitality, customer service, not because they're lazy, but because the economy can't absorb the graduates it produces. In 2025, there were 38 graduates competing for every single graduate-level job. And while the jobs disappeared, the debt didn't. You're now underemployed, but your loan repayments? Still due? Still compounding? Still dragging on your monthly payslip? Even if you're just scraping by. That's not support. That's economic gaslighting. Let's talk about Aaron. He graduated with a degree in media and culture. Today he works part-time in a phone shop. He's paid back over £2,000, but his balance higher than ever. It feels, he says, like I'm paying for a job I never got. Or Mina. She studied biology, now a receptionist. She's applied to 42 lab jobs, 0 interviews. It's not that I'm not trying, she told us. It's that the system doesn't deliver what it promised. And she's right, because this isn't just about loans. It's about a social contract that was quietly shredded. But here's the good news. You are not powerless. Here's what you can do. First, know the timeline. Most borrowers under Plan 2 or Plan 5 will never pay in full. You'll repay for 30 to 40 years, then it's wiped. Don't panic, and don't chase the balance like it's a credit card. Second, don't over-repay. Unless you're a high earner, early repayment might just be gifting the system interest savings while leaving you cash poor. That money could be better spent on rent, savings, or investing in yourself. Third, understand your loan type. Plan 1, Plan 2, Plan 5, postgraduate loans. Each has different terms. Know yours, it's not all the same. Fourth, demand clarity. Push for annual loan summaries that make sense. Ask your MP to support interest caps and loan reform. Talk about it. The silence is how they keep the model alive. And finally, let go of the shame. Debt doesn't define you. Underemployment doesn't define you. Delayed success does not mean failure. You are set up, you are not broken, the system is. And once you see that, you stop blaming yourself. You start organizing, voting, speaking up, rewriting the narrative. Because maybe your loan isn't just about your degree, maybe it's about the moment Britain stopped funding ambition and started selling it instead. You deserve better, and in Act 5, we'll tell you how we take that back. Together. You came here for clarity, but maybe what you found was something deeper. Validation, relief, rage. Because this debt, it isn't just a balance, it's a burden millions carry in silence. And silence is what this system feeds on. But now you see it for what it is. Not a failure, but a mechanism built to extract, built to confuse, built to make you feel alone. But you are not alone. If this story felt like your story, share it. Send this video to someone carrying student debt. Tag a friend who's still wondering why their balance hasn't dropped. Then, subscribe to Brits Analyst. Because here, we break down the systems designed to keep you guessing. Next week, we'll dive into the UK inequality crisis and how it could erase your retirement without a single headline. Until then, speak up, ask questions, push back, because the system works when you don't question it. But once you do, you break its power. This is Brits Analyst. We see through the noise. And now, you do too.